Have you ever felt like someone's watching you, but there's no one there? Like eyes you can't see are tracking your moves, your thoughts, your energy. You dismiss it. Tell yourself you're just paranoid. But deep down, something whispers, you're being monitored. But it's not what you think. This isn't about hidden cameras or government surveillance. This is much bigger, more ancient, more spiritual. And if you're still watching, you're meant to hear this, because only those who are awakening can sense it. That invisible pull, the sudden awareness, the way people react to you without reason, the way strangers seem to notice you before you even speak. You're not imagining it. You're being observed, but not by machines, not by men, by energies, entities, forces. The moment you started to question the world around you, the moment you started breaking away from the noise, the programming, the illusion, something else noticed. You woke up, and the moment you did, you triggered the system. Because this world isn't neutral. It's alive. It's coded, energetic. And when a soul begins to rise, the balance shifts. Light expands, and the dark takes notice. That's when the monitoring begins. The testing, the temptations, the interference. And here's the wild part. It doesn't always come as an enemy. Sometimes it comes as an opportunity, a distraction, a relationship, something that looks good, feels exciting, but slowly pulls you back to sleep. They're not just watching you, they're studying you. Not to destroy you, but to delay you. Because they can't stop your destiny, but they can try to detour it. You see, chosen ones carry frequency codes, truth, vision, power. And when you activate, your energy becomes a ripple in the collective. You start affecting people, their thoughts, their feelings, their awakening. And that makes you visible. You start walking differently, thinking differently. You stop giving your energy to low-vibe conversations. You crave silence, truth, depth, and suddenly, you find yourself surrounded by chaos, temptation, weird resistance, out of nowhere. That's monitoring. Not with cameras, with patterns. Watch how the moment you try to fast, to pray, to meditate, to level up, suddenly, old friends return. Exes text, bad habits whisper, you're not cursed, you're being watched. Because spiritual growth sends signals, and spiritual resistance tracks them. They're not after your body, they're after your light. And the brighter it gets, the more you'll be noticed, not by the world, but by realms the world pretends don't exist. But listen, don't fear it. Because not all monitoring is malicious. Some of it is divine. You're not just being watched by the shadows. You're being watched by the divine. Your ancestors, your guides, your higher self, they're watching too. Protecting, waiting, hoping you remember who you really are. Because Earth is a school, a test, and your life. It's not random. It's a coded mission. You chose this incarnation, this body, this pain, this path, because your soul knew if you could wake up here, you could help others wake up too. And now you're doing it, which is why the resistance is increasing. You're passing levels, and the eyes on you are shifting. Have you ever noticed how people seem to change when you walk into a room? How energy tightens, how the conversation dies? It's not ego, it's frequency. You're being felt on an energetic level, and everyone is reacting. Because when you're being monitored spiritually, even humans begin to act like antennas. Unconsciously, their souls respond to your light before their minds can even process it. And that's why some people hate you, without cause. That's why some strangers are drawn to you and cry in your presence. That's why some people leave your life as fast as they entered it. Because your awakening is shaking their reality, and not everyone's ready for that. Now here's the part that most people miss. You're also being monitored by you. Yes, you're watching yourself, your higher self, the version of you that exists beyond time, The one who sees all, knows all, loves all. That version is watching to see if you'll remember your contract, if you'll stay aligned, if you'll pass the tests that you helped design. This is why your soul can't tolerate certain environments anymore, why you feel sick around lies, why you get drained around low-frequency people, because your spirit is nudging you, monitoring your alignment in real time. It's not judgment, it's activation. You're being observed, not to be exposed, but to be elevated. The real question is, what are you doing with that awareness? Are you still chasing validation? Still addicted to noise? Still pretending to be something smaller so you won't stand out? Because standing out is part of the plan. You were never sent here to be invisible. You were sent to be remembered, not by the world, but by the soul tribe that's watching for your signal. And when they feel it, your voice, your truth, your light, they'll come. But only if you stay real, stay aligned, stay aware of who's watching. Because when you walk with purpose, you don't just live, you lead. Every move you make in awareness sends a vibration. Every time you resist the urge to dim your light, to fall back into old patterns, to betray your intuition, you send a signal, not just into the physical world, but into the spiritual grid. And on that grid, you are lighting up like a flare in the night. You're not being monitored because you're in danger. You're being monitored because you're important, because your awakening was anticipated. There are forces on both sides of the veil watching your rise. On one side, your angels, ancestors, and higher self. They lean in every time you break a cycle. They celebrate every time you choose love over fear, truth over comfort, alignment over attention. They are not here to control you. They are here to remind you. You came here with power. And on the other side, the false grid, the artificial matrix, the lower vibrations that feed off fear, off distraction, off division. They don't watch you because they think you're weak. They monitor you because they know what you could become. You are not just a person. You're a potential timeline shift. One awakened being can ripple out and change hundreds, thousands. That's why they target the chosen ones early. That's why you felt resistance since childhood. Because your soul was always different, and they could see it before you did. Think about it. Why do you think you were misunderstood your whole life? Why were you isolated, bullied, overlooked, silenced? It was spiritual surveillance, but not to hurt you, to test you, to see if you would forget who you are or fight to remember. And you remembered. Now you notice the synchronicities, the repeated numbers, the strange dreams, the magnetic pull toward things that can't be explained logically, but feel more real than anything you've ever known. That's not paranoia. That's awareness. That's your spiritual perception turning back on. You've pierced the veil, and now everything reacts to you differently. Environments feel louder. People seem more transparent. Even your own thoughts feel more charged, because your consciousness is no longer being observed passively. It's participating in the evolution of this entire planet. You are co-creating the shift. But here's where it gets deep. Some of the things monitoring you are not outside of you. They are within you. Old programs, limiting beliefs, residual trauma. These inner shadows monitor your growth and whisper when you rise. Who do you think you are? You're not ready yet. You'll fail like last time. That voice, that's not truth. That's programming. Every time you disobey your soul, that voice claps. Every time you doubt yourself, that voice grows stronger. But every time you speak truth, even if your voice shakes, you reclaim your power from that voice. This is the real surveillance, the inner battle between your conditioned self and your awakened self. And chosen ones feel this more than anyone, because the calling is louder. But so is the resistance. So what do? You master your inner lens. You start observing yourself with divine love, not judgment. You catch your own shadows mid-thought. You realize when you're repeating cycles, and you choose differently, not just once, but every single day. Because when you begin watching yourself from the eyes of your soul, something miraculous happens. The external monitoring no longer matters. Let them watch. Let them misunderstand you. Let the old world tremble as you walk. Because they're not just watching you. They're watching what God is doing through you. And what they don't understand is this. You were monitored in silence so you could be revealed in glory. You were hidden for seasons so you could rise with substance. You were tested not to be punished, but to be trusted. And now the veil is thinning. Now the watchers know your name. And now you know your mission. So walk with clarity. Let your moves be sacred. Let your silence be strategic. Let your intuition be your GPS, because you're not lost. You're just being positioned. The world will try to distract you, more now than ever, to numb you, drain you, divide you, because an awakened soul walking in purpose is unstoppable. But if you stay centered, if you stay real, if you remember that the watchers cannot touch what is divinely protected, you will not only survive, you'll lead. So here's what no one tells you. Yes, you're being monitored, but not because you're weak, because you're chosen. Chosen to hold light in dark places, chosen to carry messages others fear to speak, chosen to walk with truth even when you walk alone. And while they watch, you rise, because you're not here to blend in. You're here to awaken the watchers themselves.